Hey, what's up YouTube? It is the Brick Building Kids. Guys, today I have got a video I'm going to share with you. Our dryer has stopped heating. So it is running, it sounds like it's working, but when you open it up to take the clothes out, there is nothing but wet laundry. So I'm going to take this out into the garage, we're going to take this apart, and I'm going to show you some of the common things that go wrong and show you how we're going to replace those. So let's get started. Here we go. Alright guys, so here is the dryer. We've got it outside, we're ready to work. So I picked up this package. I always buy these from Amazon. This is not the first time I've had to do this for a Samsung or an LG. For the Samsung we have now, I actually had one at one of our old houses. But there's a fuse, thermal fuse, the heating elements, thermostat. There's a lot of different parts in here. It's about, we picked ours up for like 30 bucks. Just the heating element itself, if you bought the original manufacturer's heating element, it'd be over, it's over 130 bucks. So it's definitely a good economical fix. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this apart. We should be able to access everything from the front. So you'll want to make sure that you have unplugged everything. If you have this specific model, it does have a water connection, so you'll need to disconnect your water. Make sure you have disconnected this from power as well if you do not have to move it like I had to. So we're going to start to take this apart now. It's a good thing anytime you are taking apart any piece of technology is to have some point of reference and take a picture of what everything looked like before. That way when you try to reassemble it, you have no problems getting it back together. So you will need to remove the top. When I was bringing it out, this came off, so it should flip right up. There's going to be some hooks in the back. Quick look back here. So you see some hooks back here. You want to make sure and unlatch those from the bottom here. Alright, so take a look in here. So looking in here, we've got a small electrical cable. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remove that here. Okay, so we can get a better angle of it from here. So in here we've got this connector that goes to the main harness. So I'm gonna set this down and I'm gonna remove it. Alright, so it is removed. This whole front panel is gone. Alright, now since you will have this open, this is a perfect time and a necessary time to get your vacuum cleaner, get any kind of anything you have, and just clean out this entire area. So I can see right away this heating element is coated. I mean coated with lint. So I'm going to start to clean that out now. Alright, and while we're at cleaning out all of the lint in here, is we're going to take apart the trap. So we've got our lint here, but inside here I think we're going to find a lot more. So I'm going to take this apart and we're going to get the vacuum out and we're going to vacuum all this out. Okay. It's not incredibly dirty, but definitely dirty. So clean this out. Now, a lot of this back here we can't quite get to with our equipment, so I'm going to start to remove the heating element. One screw up top that's a little harder to get to with the drill, so we're going to use a regular screwdriver. Alright, now I bet this little plastic panel down just a little bit. We got a better view, but just want to work this out. Do your best not to strip, because you got to put that one back in. Anything like the old one, this should just come right out now. Alright, so we have got it out. It just takes a little maneuvering to get it to come free from back there, but you take this, and now we should be able to pull this guy out. Now, and actually what we're going to do is I'm going to try to take this support piece off so we can get it out and have a better view of everything. And this will also give us a lot more room to clean back there, because I think there's definitely a lot more lint in there too that we need to take care of. Pull this out and get a better look at what's inside. So alright, as you can see here, this is a nasty mess. So I'm not going to point any fingers, but someone does not do a very good job of cleaning out the lint, and that much is obvious. So, like, since we have this out, like, we can test a multimeter through here to see if it's actually working. Since we have this out, like, this is a mess. I'm gonna take and we're going to replace all these parts. So, one thing for us to remember, and this is what I mentioned above earlier, is it's always good to take a picture of how these parts are on. So when you try to put this back together, you're not putting things back together incorrectly. So, all right. Now you can tell this is so dirty. All right. Okay, so anatomy of this. So the heat is created within here. Okay, so the heat that's created in here is then pushed through, inside there, it's pushed through that large pipe, and that is what goes inside and actually heats up your laundry. So if this thing is as dirty as ours, it's just not going to do anything. So, and it could be these sensors as well. It could be an issue with the thermostat, which, based on how ugly everything looks here, it could be, you know, it could be any one of these things are not working properly. So, and again, I know I'm going to get roasted by some of our more technical friends here, but this needs replaced. These are nasty. I'm opening it up. It was cheap enough so we can replace these parts and have one less thing to worry about in the future. There we go. Okay. So I suspect somewhere in here it got hot enough it cracked, whether on the top or the bottom. Yeah, actually it's right here. So alright, you guys can see right here, it got so incredibly hot that it broke. So if these aren't connecting, this won't heat. So like that's our number one problem. So we're gonna continue to take this off and put the new one back on. But actually, before we do that, I just want to vacuum that up back there. So. That's like an entire animal. Alright, it's actually... Alright, one is off, top is red, bottom's blue. Alright, let's check this out. So right here, I forgot about this. So right here, there are little prongs that need unbent in place. So I'm going to unbend those and these will pull it out. piece back in place. Okay. Alright, and like I mentioned, be careful, you will cut yourself. If you are not careful, I already have. Alright. Okay. I would highly recommend before you put any parts on to make sure that you have cleaned off the old parts, because this is just going to create more problems for later if you don't. Get something to clean this off a little better before we replace the rest of these parts. Alright. This is good. Good surface clean. Okay, so there's no build up in there when we install this back. Okay, so that's one. Okay, and our main. Alright, now guys, again, this is a situation where these two pieces they may technically be okay. I just don't have enough confidence in the dryer, frankly, to really say that, oh yeah, it's not going to happen again, because you know this is not our first Samsung, and this has happened before, and you know, there's just, I have this open, there's no reason for me not to remove it and not to get this taken care of. So alright, now this first one, this is our thermal cutoff fuse. So I'm gonna be careful, and same thing we did before. So alright, this is 260, 50 degrees, okay. Alright, so we're going to take black one is off. Okay, that one is off. Okay. Remove this completely. Back on here. Okay, put this here. Okay. And next we are going to replace the thermostat. Okay. All right, so black on the bottom. Okay, now this controls the temperature of the unit. Okay, so these guys work together to make sure that the dryer has a good heating temperature. So lastly, we're gonna put this guy on. So. All right, now don't be afraid if this doesn't match up perfectly. I mean, you saw the way I was bending some of these. It's all sheet metal; it will bend back into place. All right, so we're gonna hook these in here. Want to set this in whichever method is not going to stretch any of these. Well, I guess for us it's only one way. All right. So here, go all the way through. Okay, this goes all the way through. All right. Now this is a little snug. It's a little snug. All right, so now here, guys, you just want to make sure that, I mean, obviously these are not touching, but I am just trying to make sure that I'm not stretching these out too much, that they're going to cause a break, an early break. So no, this should be fine. All right, so from when we started, red was on top. Okay, and we're going to bend in this just a little bit so it doesn't fall out. We'll do the same thing down here. Okay. Just got red on top. Glue on the bottom. Just push till you hear the snap. Okay. We will want to make sure that we match up these holes as close as possible. Okay, and keep in mind you are trying to match the holes to the part as well that you just put in. Now, we have essentially replaced all the parts that were either bad, contributing to being bad, or will be bad eventually. So we need to put this back in. So our camera, just want to get into there. So when we stick our assembly in here, we need to make sure that it matches up to that hole, so when it's creating heat, it's generating in the right direction. So we're gonna start I'm gonna put that back together in our unit now. Let's do one more check to make sure I didn't miss any parts. Okay, and actually one more thing. When you guys put this together, so we've reassembled it how it's supposed to be. Like, these coils should not be touching each other, should not be touching the housing. I just want to do a quick check to make sure that none of that is actually the case, and all looks good. Okay. Okay, so since I mangled this a little bit originally, I'm gonna stick this, let's see, everything is connected, yeah. So I'm gonna stick this in like we had it before. So it will sit in here. But I'm going to put our housing back together. All right, so I reconnected everything. I'm unsure at this point when the camera stopped recording, but we have put the entire face back on. So I'm going to move this to the laundry room now, and we're gonna try it here. We're gonna try it out. All right, guys, so plug this in, turn it on. We are ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to just start. It's an empty cycle. We should be able to tell right away if we're feeling any heats. Now, if you have not put it back in, if you feel the side, you will start to feel a little heat build up on this side, the side that we just worked with. So, like, I can already hear it starting, I can already feel it starting to get warmer. Oh yeah, there's a definite lot of heat going on in there, so I would call this a win. So it sounds like I need a vacuum inside here, inside the drum, because I think there is just a little bit rolling around in there. But do appreciate you guys tuning in. Please like and subscribe for more brick building. It's fun. And if you have any comments, if you're working on this repair, just shoot me a message. I will do my best to help you guys get through your repair. So best of luck. Thanks for watching.